What's up guys, I'm BTC. It's only been a couple days since the Halloween Terror event went live, so you know what that means. Potential leaks for the next event. Already. Alright, so a couple of people sent this to me, I checked it out, and I know some of you guys are gonna think that this is a bit of a stretch, but I really do think there's some merit to this, and I'll explain why in just a second. So over on the official Blizzard store, they have all kinds of stuff. Now, there are some things that you can only get access to if you have a BlizzCon virtual ticket. The item in particular I'm talking about is a brand new Winter Wonderland t-shirt for the Omni Cracker. Obviously, this is a play on the Nutcracker. And if you look at this, you'll see there's 3 characters on it. In the center, obviously, is Zenyatta, using his legendary Nutcracker skin. On the left is Widowmaker in her Ballerina Odette skin. And then on the right is Junkrat, who is supposed to be the Mouse King, or I'm guessing they're gonna say the Rat King. But in the actual Nutcracker story, it's the Mouse King. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, this is just artwork on a t-shirt, it doesn't mean he's going to get that legendary skin. And that's entirely possible, but I'm more inclined to believe that he actually will. And the reason is because when I went through the rest of the Blizzard store, I found other shirts that were similar in style. For example, this one right here, Escorting the Sleigh Load. You have Zenyatta in the Nutcracker skin, you have Tracer in her elf one, Santa Torbjorn, Scrooge McCree, you have that really terrible May legendary that we got the first year, and then you also have the Rudolph Roadhog. And then there's another shirt with this one. This is Reaper, and it's his first Halloween legendary, the Headless Horseman, he's got the pumpkin and all that sort of stuff. The point I'm trying to make with all of this is all the other shirts in the store that have characters not in their default skin, all of those are actually character skins in the game. So this would be the first time, that I'm aware of anyways, that a character from the game is portrayed on one of the official t-shirts without using one of the skins that's actually in the game. I am going to go a little bit out on a limb here and say that we're probably going to get a new minigame event for the Winter Wonderland. And it's entirely possible it could be based on the Nutcracker, Omnicracker, this sort of deal. The reason being is because Lucio Ball is a big, major game mode. Junkenstein's Revenge is a big, major game mode. Same thing with everything we get during the Archive events. But for the Winter Wonderland, Blizzard has said that they don't think the Maze Snowball fight or the Yeti hunt are really any major thing. They just things they put together real fast, you're meant to play a couple games of it and then just forget about it. So they seem to view it more as a quick little mini game as opposed to a fully fleshed out major game mode like some of the other events get. So I think it's entirely possible we get another little mini game mode this Winter Wonderland, and it could possibly be attached to this. If you've never heard the story of the Nutcracker, again, there's lots of variations. Short version is generally this. There's a girl, her grandfather is a watchmaker, clockmaker. He gives her a toy nutcracker. She goes home, goes to sleep, wakes up in the middle of the night, and there are mice and toys fighting a battle in her room. She tries to tell people, nobody believes her. She ends up going into different fantasy worlds with snow and dolls and all that sort of stuff. She usually ends up helping the Nutcracker defeat the Mouse King, and then in some versions, she just wakes up in the morning and she still has the Nutcracker toy. In other versions, then the Nutcracker basically does a Pinocchio and becomes a real human, but that's pretty much the short version of the story. And since we were kind of on the topic of the Blizzard store, there's something else I want to briefly mention, because some of you guys always leave comments whenever new things get released on the Blizzard store. I don't talk about the Lego sets, or the Genji sword, or the Maze Snowball, or the Doomfist statues, or all this other stuff. I don't bring it up and I don't talk about it because I don't really care about it. Like, I understand some people like to get this stuff and they put it in their room and they like to have it. That's fine. More power to you. I just don't care for that stuff in any way, shape, form, or fashion. If I buy something and all it does is sit on a shelf and collect dust, to me that seems like kind of a waste of money. And when you look at some of this stuff, like the Doomfist statue, does it look awesome? Yes. It's $300. I am not spending that on a statue. The Genji sword is $200, and then, you know, some of this other, like, I am not spending that much money on something that's just gonna sit on a shelf and collect dust. Some of the things I would be inclined to get are like t-shirts, hats, bags, keychains, things that you would actually use on a regular basis. But if it's just going to sit on a shelf and collect dust as the collectible thing, whether it's a statue or whatever it happens to be, none of that appeals to me, and I just couldn't possibly care less, like I said, so that's why I just don't mention this stuff in any of my videos. So I'm curious, how many of you guys actually get this collectible stuff, whether it's the really big high price tag things or the smaller Lego set type stuff? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.